we proposed some solution, or we gave some indication of how a compliance should look like, how open it should be, how transparent it should be, what feature it should have. And if the gatekeeper decides to go another way, we will ask ourselves, well, is it not because they went another way that nobody is picking up the opportunity? But it's been a very dense day, a lot of food for thought. So I think the worst thing I could try to do is to repeat or summarize all that have been said. I think I would not make justice to all the good contributions of the day. So if you spare a few minutes before the drink, I would like just try to point out to the extent I can what will happen between now and the 7th of March and what we are expecting for after the 7th of March. Of course, we have a focal point, this date, but things have started moving already. You probably saw an announcement of new subscription models on possibility to choose how to manage data between services of the same company, on some discussion announcement of how other services may change, sometimes in more restricted groups, sometimes more in the public, and also changes in prompts for some services on what we call nudging sometimes, services or not that start moving. So things are happening. Some of these announcements of these changes have been discussed with us and to some extent, agreed. Others reflect rather the way the gatekeepers understand the obligations and their compliance models. So we are still in the middle of the discussion, so I cannot tell you which one is in what category. What is clear is that these are still partial announcements. There will be more between now and March, I'm pretty sure, but there will be partial pieces of a bigger puzzle. But it's movement. The good news that things are moving and the initial steps are being taken. On the 7th of March, what should happen is that there should be a more coherent and concrete compliance model, and there should be a compliance report, also in a public version, that should be available to the public. For us, it will be extremely important to receive the views of stakeholders, both on the reports, but also very importantly, on their specific experience as users, be it business users or end users. So what we can expect for us looking forward after the 7th of March, taking into account all these, all the feedback we will get. There will be some compliance solutions that will be clearly meeting the requirements of the DMA. So for these, perhaps not much action will be needed. It's not a lot of them, but there are some, some really tick the box things that we could have. There will be solutions, or rather non-solutions, for which we already see that we will not agree with the gatekeepers between now and March. We don't see eye to eye to the gatekeepers today. We still have a few weeks to go, but time is getting short. But there are some areas on which we know we will not agree. On these, we will have to take action and open a new chapter of the DMA, which is the one of non-compliance, investigation, discussions, and possibly, I would hope not, but possibly also sanctioning. And then there will be solutions, and those I think is something that has been very much the topic of the discussion today, where it is impossible or extremely difficult to judge in abstract whether they are compliant or not. That's all what we've been discussing, actually. Because as many things in life, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. So here is where the feedback from users and user organizations and businesses will be the key for us. It will be also the area where performance indicators will be most important. And the discussion today was very useful, both in showing that it's not easy, but that it is extremely necessary. And for this solution where actually we need to see how they pan out in reality, we know that we need to assure effective compliance. So we have two terms here. We have compliance and we have effective. There are two dimensions, and they may not always go in the same direction. So we may observe that we have compliance, and it actually leads to an effective outcome. That's, everyone is happy, and that would be what we would all be happy with. But also we may have compliance that leads to no change. We hear that a lot from gatekeepers. Actually, the legitimate concern: what about if I comply, but there is no change? I'm not guilty. And for us, we will need to understand why there is this divergence. And there are many possibilities. Simplifying a bit, I can think of three. One, the solution is compliant, but nobody is interested in it. So no user wants to change, no user wants to have choice. Everybody is so happy with what they have today that they don't need to change. Two, could be that the solution is compliant, is opening the opportunity for businesses to take it up and offer alternative services, but there is no business that can take it up, that is capable of taking it up. And so the gatekeeper is compliant, but nothing is changing. Third, there is a problem with the solution that is proposed. Actually, it's not the right thing to ensure effective compliance, and maybe there is a bug in it. We will need to assess this very carefully. It's going to be quite a bit of work. I don't want to prejudge, any of these three possibilities, but my hinge is that the first two we will assess really carefully and rather critically. And we will assess them more critically if in the course of the discussion we've been having over these months, we proposed some solution, or we gave some indication of how a compliance should look like, how open it should be, how transparent it should be, what feature it should have. And if the gatekeeper decides to go another way, we will ask ourselves, well, is it not because they went another way that nobody is picking up the opportunity? We will also be looking at it more critically if we think that the gatekeeper didn't spend enough time and resources in testing the solution, in running the solution with potential beneficiaries, and in taking on board the feedback from these beneficiaries. And also, we will look at it much more critically when we have solution where it is the gatekeeper that says, fine, I can give openness, but I'm the judge. Whatever, I'm the one who will basically, I'm happy to give the possibility of alternatives, but I want to be the gatekeeper still. So it's me who is going to judge, and actually I'm the only one who can judge. There is no third party that is independent, that doesn't have a conflict of interest, that could be, for example, delegated to objectively look at whether certain solutions are safe, secure, respect the integrity of the system, and so on. So in all these situations, of course, it will be, if we go for non-compliance in situation, we also have a burden of showing that the solution is non-compliant. But I think these are all elements that will inform us. And I like very much also the comment of Fiona earlier on, were saying, the discussion we had is the effort we should kind of give credit to or not. Effort, again, is not an empty word, but effort also translates in going through all these steps that the gatekeeper should go through before rolling out a specific solution. So this, I think, will be a very large part of the work of the Commission regarding the DMA in the coming months, probably in the coming years. We also have other work streams that that take up some of our time. We are at the beginning of the year, so we expect new notifications because the reference years for the quantitative designations have changed. and we may have new companies meeting the quantitative thresholds. We have market investigations ongoing. We may have new market investigations. We have litigation that for which our colleagues in the legal service take the brunt, but we are there to support them also as operational departments. But certainly compliance will be the big focus of our work, because that's what can make the difference and can make the difference between the ticking the box exercise and something that opens up these markets. So in all this, I think I would like to express my gratitude. I think all our gratitude for the work that CERRE has been doing, and for the stimulating papers, questions, discussions, the challenges you bring to us, and also the proposal for solutions. As the various Commission representatives mentioned, there are, as for everyone, things we like, things we don't really agree very much with the results of the or with the thoughts in the paper, but by and large, this is what we mean by involvement of stakeholders. Here we have more academia. In other situations, it will be more business, but that's what we need to make the DMA alive. So again, a big thank you for organizing not only this event, but all this work stream, and I'm really looking forward to working together in the future more.